Good evening. Coming up tonight,
Greek Fest is coming back to Columbia.
And Athletics Director Ray Tanner is stepping down.
But first, Uncensored America is hosting a controversial event on campus this week, how students and staff are reacting.
All that and more tonight on SGTV Student News at 7. Good evening, Carolina. I'm Popielarczyk.
And I'm Madelyn Cooper. Thanks for joining us tonight. Uncensored America's Roast of Kamala Harris event is happening on Wednesday, but without any funding from USC. The organization was denied over $3,500 from the Student Government Finance Committee after a lengthy meeting. The roast has created some unrest throughout campus, those who are excited and those who do not want it to happen. Former USC student and activist Courtney McLean started a petition to urge university officials to relocate the event or cancel it completely. It currently has more than 26,000 signatures. Followers of Uncensored America are planning to fly in for the event, potentially classifying them as distinguished guests under USC policy. The policy allows for heavy safety measures to keep everyone safe, all while respecting the right to free speech. The university issued the following statement earlier this month, saying, quote, "We remain steadfast in safeguarding the First Amendment rights of students, even when we may be offended by their choices and statements," end quote.
It's almost family weekend here in Columbia, and the Gamecocks are ready to celebrate. USC will be hosting events all weekend long, introducing your favorite people to the place you love the most. The festivities kick off on Friday with a featured session all about campus ins and outs. At Russell House Theater, family members can learn about studying abroad, student leadership, Greek life, preparing for sophomore year, and so much more. These sessions run from 9:30 a.m. to 2:15 p.m. with a list of time frames that can be found on sc.edu Family Weekend website. In addition, families can also get a tour of Williams-Brice Stadium, a feature that can be added within their weekend package. There are also multiple open houses at various colleges around campus, providing family members a sneak peek into what daily routines look like as a Gamecock. Some locations that are participating in these open houses consist of the HRSM, Darla Moore School of Business, and the Arnold School of Public Health. Saturday events include the Family Weekend Tailgate Party and, of course, the football game against Akron at 7:30. Families can close out the weekend with the women's soccer game against Kentucky on Sunday with special family tickets for $3.
There appears to be a game day boost in play. Student government is stepping up safety measures for football games by offering Uber discounts and handing out free water bottles in the student section. In partnership with USC PD, Athletics, and Student Affairs, Uber discounts will be available for every home game, running all the way until 10 a.m. the next morning. The water bottle giveaway is currently limited to the lower deck student section, but Student Body President Patton Byers says he hopes to expand it to upper decks in the future. Byers says that offering free water bottles is not only economical for students, but an important safety precaution. Allie, I think this is fabulous because we both know how hot it gets. And not only is it good to Uber back and forth for safety, but to be in the stadium amongst all these people is going to be great to stay hydrated.
Yes, and then having the kind of discount that they're now offering for students, sometimes they get in the financial state where they don't want to Uber, they're scared of what, could happen whenever they do that, and they just decide to walk anyway. So I'm pretty sure for overall safety on game days, this is a great initiative, and I hope they keep going.
I agree. Coming up after the break, SGTV sports reporters Dakota Morris and Karenna Porter will give us the latest in sports. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dakota Morris.
And I'm Karenna Porter, here to give you the latest in sports. Gamecock Athletics Director Ray Tanner is transitioning to a new position President Emeritus announced in a Board of Trustees meeting Friday. Tanner will become Athletics Director Emeritus and Senior Advisor to the President. Tanner remains the Athletics Director until the university hires his successor. The longtime Gamecock said, quote, "For a while now, I have thought there's going to come a time for Carolina to get a new Athletics Director, and the President and I have had those conversations. There was interest for me to stay at the university. I agreed to stay in a new role because of my passion for this university, the city, and the state," end quote. Tanner will receive his current annual wage, $1,175,000 until June 30th, 2025. From July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026, his pay will be $987,500. After June 2026, his salary will reduce to $800,000 per year. Prior to his role as athletics director, Tanner worked as South Carolina's head baseball coach. The team won 2 national titles in 2010 and 2011 under Tanner. This is Tanner's 11th and final year as athletics director at USC. As AD, Tanner oversaw 6 national championships.
It is worthy to note that Ray Tanner's step down comes after one of our football recruiters was found to be paying a recruit by an NCAA investigator. There's been no correlation proved about that yet, but we are looking into it, and it is something worthy to note, the timeline of those events.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting, but as of right now, it doesn't seem like there's a correlation as he's still staying at the university.
The South Carolina football team suffered a tough loss to the LSU Tigers after dominating the first half. SGTV's Courtney Hallman has the story.
I'm here inside of Williams-Brice Stadium, where it's been a tough afternoon for the Gamecocks. After winning their first 2 games against Old Dominion and Kentucky, respectively, the Gamecocks fell short today against LSU with a final score of 36-33. It was a close, hard-fought battle, and we have all the action right here.
It's Saturday in South Carolina, and Williams-Brice Stadium was loud and rocking as the Gamecocks took on the number 16 ranked LSU Tigers. And all that energy from the fans, plus the energy from coming off a big win versus Kentucky, held strong because the team busted out the gate with running back Raheem Sanders making a 27-yard run for a first down and quarterback Lenore Sellers finishing the run for 4 yards, scoring the first touchdown for the Gamecocks. Kicker Alex Herrera making the 28-yard field goal in the second quarter, putting the score at 10-0. What is offense, though, without defense making huge plays as well? Kyle Kennard, Maurice Brown, and Buddy Mack III showed up big for the Gamecocks in the second quarter, sacking LSU's quarterback and blocking the punt return, gaining 16 yards for the team. Raheem Rocket Sanders showcasing his speed once again, earning another touchdown for the team, putting the score at 17-0, and had to hit a little dance. LSU did finally get their first touchdown of the game with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, Caden Durham taking it home for the Tigers. But that did not matter to the Gamecocks because Lenore Sellers said, "What you can do, I can do better," and ran 75 yards for the Carolina touchdown, the most ran by a South Carolina quarterback ever. And Shane Beamer loving it, hyping up the crowd as the Gamecocks led 24-10. However, Sellers got injured with 15 seconds to go in the second quarter, causing quarterback Robbie Ashford to step in and finish the rest of the game. LSU closed the gap with South Carolina with the score being 16-24 going into the half, and it's fair to say that the first half belonged to the Gamecocks, but LSU was not going to back down. Coming out of the half, scoring back-to-back touchdowns, putting the score at 29-24 at the end of the third quarter. But here's where it started to get a little bit more promising for the Gamecocks because Sanders decided to put on his turbo boosters and score a 66-yard touchdown for the Gamecocks. Dylan Stewart wanting to get in on the action as well, recovering a fumble from LSU, and Alex Herrera kicking a 42-yard field goal, putting the team ahead with a score of 33-29. However, penalty after penalty and an interception for the Gamecocks cost them to give up a touchdown to LSU, allowing them to pull in front of South Carolina. Kicker Alex Herrera attempts a 49-yard field goal but falls short.
Shane Beamer and the Gamecocks look to regroup as they take on Akron here at Willie B at 7:30. For SGTV, I'm Courtney Holman.
Thanks, Courtney.
South Carolina volleyball fell to Wake Forest in Columbia on Sunday, snapping a 7-game win streak. The Gamecocks finished the weekend with a loss to the Demon Deacons in 4 sets. South Carolina narrowly lost the first set 25-23. The home team started off the second set with a 6-point scoring run. The Deacons then answered with 2 4-point flurries. The Gamecocks took the lead with a 5-point scoring run, highlighted by 3 kills from Riley Whitesides. But USC couldn't maintain momentum from the second set, finishing the third set 17-25. Wake Forest finished the Gamecocks off with a score of 25-18 in the fourth. The Gamecocks take on the ECU Pirates tomorrow at 6:30.
Yesterday, South Carolina's men's and women's tennis wrapped up their first tournaments of the season. On the women's teams, junior Caitlin Carnicella took home a singles win on Saturday and Sunday, leading her to the consolation title in her bracket. Freshman Jana Stoyanova received the consolation title in her bracket following her win over Georgia's Hayden Mulberry yesterday. On Saturday, senior Laura Friedman and freshman Anna Cantor swept the bracket for the doubles title. On the men's team, Gabe Avrams finished the weekend 3-1 in singles and captured a doubles win in his first ever collegiate tournament alongside fellow freshman Cole Hensroth. Jelani Starr got his first win over a ranked opponent yesterday after upsetting Georgia's Miguel Perez-Pina. Adekhan Karahan finished his first collegiate tournament with a singles win and a doubles win alongside Sarr. Select Gamecocks from both teams will be back on the court next weekend for the ITA All-American Championships.
Now, SGTV entertainment reporters Raquel, Negrón, and Sarah Munoz are in the studio. What's going on this week, guys?
Thanks, Karenna. I'm Raquel Negrón.
And I'm Sarah Munoz. This weekend, Columbia is getting a taste of Greece. The 37th annual Greek Festival is kicking off, bringing the flavors, sounds, and sights of Greek culture to the heart of downtown Columbia. From September 19th through the 22nd, the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Cathedral will be buzzing with activity. The festival offers everything from authentic Greek cuisine to traditional Greek dancing performances and even tours of the historic cathedral itself. In addition to the delicious food and entertainment, there will be a marketplace offering handmade Greek jewelry, clothing, and unique gifts. Admission to the festival is free for all. For more details, head to columbiasgreekfestival.com.
Coming to Columbia this upcoming Friday and lasting for 3 weekends is Oktoberfest at Beer Keller Brewing Company and Restaurant. This event includes authentic foods, music, and other items from German culture. Beer Keller will also be running regularly with their full menu and traditional brews available. Festival dates include September 20th to the 22nd, 27th to the 29th, and lastly October 4th through the 6th. There will also be an additional weekend in Fort Jackson, September 27th. More information about the event can be found on beerkellercolumbia.com and lakemurraycounty.com.
Get ready to laugh, Gamecocks. Comedian Lucas Zelnick is bringing his unique brand of humor to town this weekend for a one-night-only performance. Known for his sharp wit and observational comedy, Zelnick is making a pit stop in Columbia as part of his national tour, Highly Laughinated. Zelnick has grown his following over the past several years, racking up 100 million views and nearly 700,000 followers across Instagram and TikTok. The show will take place this Sunday night at the Senate. Doors open at 7 p.m. and the laughs start at 8.
Returning to the topic of good food, get ready to experience amazing dishes with this year's Carolina Food Truck Festival. On September 29th, the festival will be coming back to Columbia at the State Fairgrounds for its 5th year. Tickets for the event range anywhere from $20 to $100. Price range depends on how much you are preparing to eat. General admission tickets go for $20, while different types of all-you-can-eat tickets are available for $50 to $100. Some food trucks will be serving seafood as well. For tickets for the event, you can look on eventbrite.com. I am so excited for this because I think I will be attending it myself, and I love all different types of cuisine and foods like that, so I'm pretty excited for
Yeah, it sounds like they have like a lot of different options for people, so I think I'll definitely have to go as well.
For sure. That's all for your entertainment news for tonight. After the break, Madelyn and Allie will return to finish up tonight's news. Stay with us.
Welcome back. A man died on Tuesday after being shot at an off-campus student housing complex. 22-year-old Jalen Allen, who was not a student, was shot multiple times in the upper body. Investigators are still working to find a suspect. Alike Columbia sent an email to residents saying Casey police responded to reports of a gunfire in the complex's parking lot. The Casey police said it believes it was an isolated incident. Alike Columbia, just 2 miles from USC, plans to continue to work with law enforcement to investigate the shooting.
With 38,000 students on campus, it's known that providing residential space for students can be complicated. We addressed last week the adaptations that are happening with existing buildings and dorms on campus, but there is a new student apartment complex coming to Columbia. Verve Columbia at 450 Blossom Street will be the home of more than 200 apartments. with a mix of studio apartments and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 bedroom units. Verve will create a new home for students off campus. While USC will not be part of this process, it is evident that the continuing students of Columbia need places to live as well. Some of the amenities planned for this location include sport courts, yoga studios, and a content creation studio. The updated plan was approved for 700 beds, but only 368 parking spaces. Traffic is also a projected issue as roads and lights are being planned for installation, as Wheat and William Street are expected to see an increase. Most recently, the site has started its clearing process and construction will begin soon. Madelyn, I think it's nice that they're starting to add in more continued student housing. I know they're working on it a lot on campus, but after students leave the dorms, they're really struggling to find places to live. But I still think parking is going to be a big issue with that. Only having half the amount of spaces for the students they're willing to accommodate for, I think is still going to be a little bit of a rocky space.
Yes, absolutely, because this is an ongoing problem that's been on campus. And now that they're building a new complex, that's amazing, but what are they going to do to accommodate for students who are bringing their car from out of state? What are they going to do about not having enough parking?
Exactly.
I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Yes. The USC Board of Trustees released the first official renderings of the South Carolina Brain Health Center. The Brain Health Network Hub will provide many resources for both students and the surrounding community. Diagnostics and treatment of various diseases will be the main focus of this location, including multiple forms of dementia. It will be located in the Prisma Health Midlands, repurposing the building that stands there today. Exam and consultation rooms will be part of this center, giving Columbia residents the chance to get MRIs and physical therapy all in one stop. The goal is to house these treatment rooms in just a 2-story format, which provides the building space and opportunity to expand years after in order to keep up with the ever-changing medical field. The construction will consist of modern and cutting-edge layouts and technology, aiding in their ability to grow alongside the medical work they produce. It has not been released when the project will start, but University President Michael Amaritas said in his State of the University address that the Brain Health Center will make its debut in 2026. That wraps up tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to visit us online at sgtv@usc.com. For SGTV, I'm Popielarczyk.
And I'm Madelyn Cooper. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina, forever to be.